Luke chapter 2, verse 1 to 20. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. For what good is a citizen unless he be squeezed by the state? And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city, for they knew not where all this would take us. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was very obedient to authority, to be taxed with Mary his espoused wife, being great with child. Some, be them Matthew or gossipy others, may claim a spiritual interlude, but I, Luke, will gloss over troubling factual questions by avoiding that subject altogether. And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered, which is a fancy way of saying she entered labour. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, for there was no room at the inn, and no reservations were made, and no preferred member programs or credit cards yet conceived by man. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night, for there was no positive cash flow. And lo, the first marketer came upon them, and the glory of prophet shone round about them through the marketer, and they were sore afraid, for they had just what they needed, and wanted only basic necessities. And the marketer said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great spending, which shall be extended to all people via credit, and you will want for many unnecessary things. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Saviour of profit, which is Christ the Lord, whose message may be easily corrupted to entice many people of many nations to spend on a pagan holiday that we will say is his birthday. And this shall be a sign unto you, saying, Black Friday sales for the wise men. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger, for it will serve our PR well to start there. And suddenly there was with the marketer a multitude of the PR host, praising wealth, and saying, Glory to cash in the highest, and on earth just as much peace as is profitable, and enough war the same, and wealth toward the richest of men. And it came to pass, as the marketer were gone away from them into advertising, the shepherds said to one another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, capitalism and consumerism, which the marketer hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph with the babe, placed in a shopping cart. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying, which was told them concerning this child, and the potential for sales through his birth. And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all receipts, and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising money and advertising for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them, and shared their want of needless goods and half-hearted services. And when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcising of the child, which I can't seem to fit into the sales narrative, but why would it take so long? His name was called Jesus, which was so pronounced of the marketer before he was conceived in the womb, because Spanish hadn't been invented yet. And when the days of her application according to the law of MasterCard were accomplished, they brought him to Jerusalem to present him to the board. As it is written in the law of consumerism, every male that openeth the wallet shall be called holy to the board, and to offer some meaningless death called sacrifice, according to that which is said in the law of the board, a pair of turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons, or 1,000,000 young men in a war for resources and profit. And behold, there was a man in Jerusalem, whose name was CEO, and the same man was just and devout in his praise of wealth, waiting for the consolation of global monetary policy, and the holy greed was upon him. And it was revealed unto him by the holy greed that he should not see death before he had seen the 4th quarter profits. And he came by the Spirit into the shopping mall, And when the parents brought in the child Jesus to do for him after the custom of the law, then took he him up in his arms, called himself Santa, asked him of his material desires, and said, Board, now lettest thou thy servant depart in peace, according to thy sales projections. For mine eyes have seen thy year-end statement, which thou hast prepared before the face of all shareholders. A lust for object and product for all the Gentiles, and the glory of thy people Israel, as they make their way to the checkout line. And Joseph and his mother marveled at those things which were for sale. And the CEO blessed them, and said unto Mary his mother, Behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many bank accounts, and for signs which shall label stocking stuffers, and door crashers, and absolutely no returns. Yea, a coupon shall pierce through thine own wallet also, that the thoughts of many minds may be turned off. And when they had performed all things according to the law of the board, they returned into Galilee, to their own city Nazareth, to build a mall, and hire a Santa, and ensure a mollified population would scramble to part with their hard-earned money for useless manufactured nothings that no one really needs, at the threat of the total destruction of the biosphere and the conditions that support life as we know it, all in the name of one little prophet's most profitable non-birthday. Thus was the season of consummum given forth from the board to the betterment of shareholders, and the disillusionment of the masses under garish fluorescence, and the obscenity of the debasement of a mythology for the sole purpose of selling shit.